name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And lies and disinformation and propaganda is just so much part of our everyday lives. I think it's always been part of our everyday life. Always. In the world as we know it today. I think it's the Western world, modern Western world, it's always been part of our everyday lives. Just now we kind of know it and people really don't care. People are like, well, if I'm part of this tribe, I'll believe this whether it's true or not. And if I'm not part of this tribe, then I'll hate that whether it's true or not. But it's all lies and propaganda. Everything lies and propaganda in every strata of society and reality. Lies and propaganda, going as far as international conflicts. I think international conflicts are fought with information rather than actual ordnance. Although, if you're keeping an eye on what's going on with the UK and Russia around Crimea and China and Taiwan and the US, I think that information war might just bleed over into actual explosives any day now, right? Any day, any month now. You know what? Who knows how long these things take to happen? You can only really tell in hindsight, but it does seem that way. Anyway, but the point being, propaganda, lies, information are freaking everywhere and in every part of the world, even in our wonderful little corner of reality that we used to go and hide in called Doctor Who, right? This is why we had escapism, to avoid this reality crap. But no, sick, twisted people have invaded, again, from every strata of society into our quite a little happy world where we would argue about unit dating, right? Rather than all the weird stuff we argue about today. It's invaded there as well. And yesterday was a big day for that. There was quite a lot of spin and insanity going around. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be looking at, I think, a real interesting piece of disinformation, which I think is repeated over and over again, which is really the point of disinformation. I remember, must be the very early 90s. I was still living in England. I left England in late 91, right? The very early 90s. It was around Christmas time. There was an ad for Dixon's. Dixon's was the electronic store, the go-to electronic store in England at the time. Everybody went to. And you just had all these products being shown across the screen over and over again. And just behind it, you had this it took me a while before I noticed it. Subliminally, you just had this soundtrack going Dixon's, over and over and over again, just get it into your head over and over. Which is why these disinformation stories happen. Anyway, before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Freaking awesome! Thank you very much. That's not disinformation. That's real information that I really would like you to do. Can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? Can you hit that subscribe button? I think we got YouTube on the run. They let me keep 3,060 subscribers for it. Oh no, we just went under. Could you hit the subscribe button? That'd be great. If you subscribe, make sure you still subscribe. If you like a bit of a fight, if you like a bit of an impossible David and Goliath battle, YouTube, while allowing me on their platform, doesn't really like me there. They've demonetized my channel. They take subscribers away. Again, I'm talking about Doctor Who, mate, okay? I believe a lot of stuff that you don't want me to believe, but I'm talking about Doctor Who. Could you hit the subscribe button? That'd be great. So, and then see if we can outwit YouTube today. We can't. Okay, like, share, subscribe, comment. I've still got another 40 comments to go through, but please comment because I want to know what you think. And also, that algorithm goes, and eats them all up. Love your yummy comments. Why not, indeed? Fine. Of course, I nearly forgot. Also, don't forget to check out my Indiegogo. 2 awesome comic books. We got Biblical, Bible Stories, Aces, Graces, Raptors, Rogues, and The Imperium, a love letter, dirty fancy of the 1960s. Fine. So yesterday was a bit of a crazy day. It was a storm in a teacup. We had let me start over here. We have this story going everywhere. Ollie Alexander is the new Doctor, and people were really excited about it. Really, this story went around and around and around. I chose it from The Guardian because The Guardian, I think, explains why the story went so insane so quickly, and it was bollocks. I knew it was bollocks when I first read it. I mean, on my thumbnail yesterday, I said, Ollie Alexander is almost certainly not the next Doctor, and then Princess Board, unless he is. Because you could be wrong. But I didn't think he was. This was a story from a few months ago, because he was in the Russell D. Davies drama, It's a Sin, and Russell D. Davies liked him and promoting and said, ooh, he'll be great as Doctor Who, just imagine, or something along those lines. It's something like that freaking happened, okay? He wouldn't be. Again, he wouldn't be. I just don't think he was great in It's a Sin, but I don't think he's an accomplished and layered enough actor to really do the role justice. He'll be like a very gay man being Doctor Who, which is the point. And we see the subheading here. Pop singer and actor who stole the show at the Britables will be the first out gay Time Lord, if rumours are true, which is why they're all excited. Why are you excited about? I mean, honestly, do you remember Lord of the Rings? Pretty good. We like Lord of the Rings. Were we excited that Gandalf was the first outwardly gay Gandalf? Who cares if Ian McKellen likes to suck a dick? I'm happy for him to suck a dick. Suck as many as you like. Get as many in your mouth as you want at one time. I'm fine with it. It doesn't have a bearing on you playing Gandalf, you freaking weirdos, right? You are all out your freaking mind. Yeah, no. Putting a dick up your ass or sucking a dick isn't the cornerstone of how can I play Doctor freaking Who. But for these weirdos, when I say weirdos, The Guardian, The Guardian, they were very excited. They're like, oh, at last we have equality for gay people. Really? Look, it's Pride Month. It's Pride. If you hadn't noticed, if you've not been hiding on a rock, if your head had been cut off and been buried under 6 feet of concrete, you wouldn't know it's Pride Month, because they're very, very prideful. Used to be. Being prideful was a bad thing, but hey, okay, who knows? So they're all super excited. I just don't know anybody who has a problem with anybody being gay. And I'm religious, okay? I'm a Bible-thumping fanatic. I believe God is real. I believe the Old Testament actually really happened. And I understand that's freaking crazy, okay? Everybody's crazy in their own way, but I understand that's crazy, right? And so, look, God is pretty not pro LGBTQ rights, right? God is really, again, if represented in the Old Testament, really not pro, which I think is real, and our entire, perception of reality spins out that I couldn't care less. I mean, like, actually, that's not really true. I have gay friends, and I would like them to be happy. I'd like people to be happy. Yeah, I remember when same-sex marriage happened. And again, listen, my tribe, tribally, I think God is not on board for that. And again, this is just wacky Old Testament point of view. You don't have to agree with. If you disagree with, that's groovy. It's good that we disagree with it. But according to my worldview, one of the reasons that the flood happened. Again, yeah, I believe that was real, right? One of the reasons the flood happened was essentially same-sex marriage, and back then, because God was very, very irate about redefining the word marriage, right? He was really upset and brought a flood and destroyed the world. So I was not on board for same-sex marriage. However, I'm still a human freaking being. I have gay friends. Growing up, my grandparents who lived in Golders Green, who weren't super religious, but they lived in Golders Green. It's funny because they weren't very Jewy, but they lived in the Jewish place ever. They had a couple of ladies that lodged with them, and it was the 70s. We didn't know they were gay. We didn't even think about it, but then when same-sex marriage happened, we thought, I wonder if they're going to get married, right? Because they've been together for like 50 years, right? And I absolutely adore these two women, Esme and Judy, and they did get married, right? They did get married, and again, I am ideologically opposed, right? I think it's a bad thing. I think it will destroy the world. And I think it really did, right? I think the same-sex marriage is a thing that made the social justice warriors go insane, right? I think it actually really did. But still, I'm looking at their wedding pictures, and they're so happy, right? They're so happy. what type of like awful human being wouldn't be happy at somebody they love being happy, right? So I don't think there's any glass ceiling to break, rainbow colored glass ceiling to break for gay people. We're all cool, baby. We're all cool, but the Guardian didn't think so. The Express was interesting. They weighed in with Michaela Cole again. Michaela Cole's not going to take Doctor Who. Firstly, it's not the type of work that, the intelligentsia drama that she was. It's been a real step down. Like we were all kind of amazed that Christopher Eccleston stepped down and did something so populist, and he was a much more populist actor than Michaela Cole. There's no way. And if she did it, she wouldn't be very good at it. That's really the bottom line. But you know what? Unless I'm wrong, unless I say it and go, oh, that's pretty good, right? Fine. So it's all disinformation, propaganda, and lies, which leads me to this thing that I saw today. I can't believe I missed it. This is from comicbookcbr.com. It was comic book. What's the R stand for? Arseholes? Because they are. This is a propaganda website owned by CBS All Access. It's not CBS, Paramount, wherever they are. Basically they are shills, ideological shills, anything that can support this like weird propaganda view of whatever it is, because again, we're in a disinformation war. Whatever supports this weird propagandist view of the world, they will promote. So this article, which we're going to go through, is another one in the the disinformation campaign that tells us that anybody not happy with the Jodie Whittaker era is incredible bigots and hates black people or women. Yeah, no, it's actually I saw your boy Zach, great channel, did a video. Was it this morning? I think I listened to it on a comment that essentially said, "I'm really glad your channel existed, because if it wasn't for you and recording what really happened with the fall of the U.S." The American comic industry, we would all think, following the official line, that one day all comic book readers suddenly became massive bigots and didn't want to buy comics anymore, right? No, that's not what happened. But again, disinformation, that's what it is. So this is a article which is going to try and say Doctor Who fans are always pissed off about something or another. This is no different, and don't listen to them, right? Don't listen. That's essentially the point of the article, which we're going to read. Fine. So Doctor Who, 10 controversial moments that angered fans. Let's see. I doubt they're gonna meet that bar. There's one they really could include legitimately, which would be the Deadly Assassin. Fans were apoplectic about that, and that's before my time in fandom. They hated it. They hated that redefinition of Doctor Who lore, right? For me, look, the reason I'm okay with redefining lore, or I wouldn't say redefining lore, adding depth and nuance to lore, right, is because it works so well there, right, and it didn't contradict what came before, specifically. It was like, oh, that was the first layer. Now we're going to the secondary layer of, the corruption in Time Lord society, which I think worked really, really well. So there's little bits where they do things without blowing up canon to do that. There was a great scene in I think Partners in Crime, the first Donna Noble episode, where 10th Doctor is traveling alone. He's without was it Martha? And there's one scene where he's talking to himself, and he says, "What do you think?" I do this with my dog all the time, like all the time. What do you think? And my wife oftentimes walks in and say, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "The dog." She looks at me like I'm crazy. Why wouldn't you talk to it? But there's a scene in it where he's talking to himself, and he as if he's talking to a companion. And then the shot is they pull back and they show him he's alone in the TARDIS. And you look around and you see how lonely he is, right? You see how he wants to. You understand why he needs a companion. Now, I would say that is a deepening lore as well, right? I think it's adding nuance, adding flavor, adding reality to it, and that really, really works. It's just this tiny, and it was just a tiny little shot, and it just really was clever. Fine. I don't think they're going to put that in there. Okay. Doctor Who is one of the longest running TV shows in TV history. Yeah, do you remember the time when Stargate got itself in the Guinness Book of World Records because it ran for 11 years and it said, oh, look, we're the longest running science fiction show of all time. And we went, wait, what? Hey, what about that 26 years with Doctor Who? They're like, it's 3:30. There was no answer. Doctor One of them in TV history, and it should come as no surprise there are some controversial moments. Not that many, actually. But amazingly, really not that many. I mean, yeah, you had the Mordred Undead unit dating, but that was because they screwed up rather than they intended to. Doctor has been on air for the better part of 6 years. No, it hasn't. Well, yeah, for the better part of 6 years. It was off for a good, how was it? 15 years? 15 odd years? 16, actually, wasn't it? With the first series airing in 63. During that time, the show, in all its forms, starring all the different Doctors, have given birth to a dedicated, passionate fan base that stretches across different ages, genders, and generations of people. With such a passionate fan base, it would be hard to please every fan regarding every decision made behind the scenes. Again, this is spin. This is all so we can say that the whole timeless child thing. Wow, basically all of fandom rejected, all of Doctor Who fandom rejected, apart from this tiny clump of crazes that live on Twitter. Other than them, this is different. This is different to things that have gone before. The lie of this article is showing though this is the same. I see we got a picture of Victoria Waterfield. Oh my God, I had this guy on Twitter, giving like bullcrap fact after bullcrap fact to say that Victoria really was 13 or 14 or 15. Because there was a campaign to say to label me as a somebody who likes who sexually likes children. Not a great thing to be labeled as. Why? Because I said, oh, Victoria's hot. I would bang, but actually it was a bit of a darker joke. Right? I was going through all the companions that have been in the TARDIS about who would be the easiest to get in bed, and I came across Victoria. I'm like, oh wait, firstly, Deborah Watling, super hot. I would like to get her into bed. Secondly, she's always screaming. She's got that post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm sure I could use that to my advantage. If I was a immoral person, I'm married. I'm married. I the only person I ever touch is my wife. I mean, really, honestly, the only person I've ever had any form of physical contact with, only female I have physical contact, is my wife. Because I'm crazy religious. That's what I. I was young at the time. I was new to Twitter. I didn't realize that you had to say, oh, if I wasn't moral in like several major ways, I would do that. So anyway, number 10 is the Doctor's first generation. Didn't anger any bloody fan. What are you talking about? Everybody was like, okay. Toya Wilcox says she was pissed off because she liked was it William Hartnell, right? She was unsure about the change, and she said in more than 30 years in the TARDIS. Great documentary. And then that lasted like 2 weeks until Patrick Troughton arrived, and she liked him. That's basically what it was. Like, nobody was like, this is destroying law. But let's see what bullcrap they have to justify this. Regeneration becomes such a stable part of Doctor Who that it's gotten to the point that the Doctor, now the timeless child, not for me, mate, has been confirmed to be able to produce infinite amount of regenerations. No! See, this is why it's rejected, because that makes it shit! Makes it up. Why? Because there's no stakes. The character is... Firstly, everybody's a Doctor. If the Doctor is infinite, can regenerate infinitely, then everybody's a Doctor. Because that's infinite. That's what infinite looks like. And also, if the Doctor can't die, there's no real stakes, right? Jodie Whittaker might not like her haircut one day and go, oh, I'll shoot myself in the face and regenerate into it. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's just one of the reasons. Okay, fans don't even bat an eyelash at the concept anymore. But when the writing staff came up with the means to answer William Hart's deteriorating health, it was a bold choice for fans to say there weren't even any fans then. imbeciles. It was especially bold choice of second Doctor Patrick Troughton. Oh, I would like to hear a documentary about how they chose the second Doctor. This is actually an interesting thing. See, Doctor Who magazine has been the most boring piece of crap for as long as I can remember. That'll be an article I'll be interested in reading, but I think that I have to pay a decent writer. So, yeah, don't hold your breath for that. Patrick Troughton was so divisive as the new Doctor. Many critics thought it was too whimsical, silly, and overall departure from it took years for fans to accept. No! It took weeks! Idiot! Lying idiot. Who is this lying idiot? Do we have a name? God. Name is Mick Maverick. That's got to be a made-up name. Okay, Mick Maverick. The Doctor's Kiss. Now, this was controversial. We were like, oh, the Doctor has always been an asexual character. We are uncomfortable with him becoming sexualized. Romance has been such a huge staple of Doctor Who. No, it hasn't. Particularly in the Doctor's romance with Rose Tyler and River Song. Well, River Song wasn't really a romance, which was kind of weird. Like, it was basically Matt Smith and River Song. Wasn't really a romance. It felt more like a romance with Peter Capaldi. And Rose Tyler was such a big deal because it was so different, because it had never been done before, and I don't think it had been done since, really, has it? It was like a one-time thing. I don't think Doctor Who could really stand it being a major thing. So yeah, Mick, who doesn't exist, whatever your name is, this is nonsense. It seems silly thing anybody would be up in arms about a thing, but alas, Doctor Who the movie, oh, shut up, I can't. The first female Doctor! Putting it at number 8. Okay, that's number 2, not number 8. That's number 2. And honestly, when I first saw she was going to, Jodie Whittaker was going to be the Doctor, I was nervous for about 20 seconds. And then I said, you know what? It's not political correctness gone mad. This is a bold move for Doctor Who to move forward. Jodie Whittaker's a professional. So's Chris Chibnall. It's not going to divulge into whatever nonsense it is. It's I was completely wrong. I was completely and absolutely wrong. Okay, I'm not even reading this nonsense. As Peter Capaldi, I will. Okay, it took me there. Peter Capaldi, tenure as the Doctor, is coming to them. BBC announced he would be replacing Jodie Whittaker, marking the first time a woman would be canonically cast as the Doctor. This decision received mixed reaction from fans. It was overwhelmingly positive. It was overwhelmingly positive, and all the naysayers turned out to be right. Again, this is just lies, and disinformation. The reason is that while some were happy the show freshened things up with the first female Doctor in a groundbreaking move, others felt like it was a shallow attempt at being politically correct or woke. I love the way they put woke. Like, what is this woke thing? I don't really understand it. Whenever anybody puts woke in quotes, that means they are woke. For the sake of sensationalism. It's exactly what it was. And we all gave them a benefit of doubt that it wasn't that, but that's exactly what they were. Even though this certainly is not an appropriate reaction to the casting of female act, why is it not appropriate? They turned out to be right. They turned out to be 100% correct. Oh, it's not appropriate. Well, I'm sorry, you're the one into tokenism. The first black Doctor, nobody cared, okay? What we did at that point, everybody just rolled their eyes and went, oh, of course. What else could it be but a black woman? Why? Because we saw here how much you're into tokenism, right? It's arguably the boldest decision Doctor Who staffers to date. No, it really wasn't. No, not at all. It was a really boringly predictable decision. That's why we all rolled our eyes. It was just, who didn't see this coming? Freaking mile away. Joe Martin was introduced not only as a Doctor, but a previous unknown incarnation of the 13th Doctor. Yeah, we weren't happy about blowing up canon. And also, it's just such a trope that when you gender swap a male character for political reasons, which you deny they're doing for political correctness, the next stage 2 is then we say, oh, that man that this power came from wasn't really the first one. My power actually came from a stunning and brave woman. Now it has to be a black woman, right? Again, tokenism, pure racist tokenism. Much like the case of Jodie Whittaker, this was met with a mixed reaction, particularly divisive one that can be reflected in the number of dislikes the official YouTube clips highlighting Martin's Doctor. Yes, we were bored of your preaching racism. disgusting. It is disgusting. I'm sorry. Some think it's incredibly groundbreaking. Well, you do. Or others believe it's a joke. Again, trying hard to be woke. I love how you put it in quotes. What is this woke thing? I don't understand. It's what defines your entire existence. Whatever fans think, though, the negative reaction was in no way deserved or appropriate. Who are you to give me moral lectures on what's appropriate or deserved? I'm sorry, we reacted to the poor level of the quality and your disgusting racist tokenism. It was no way deserved or appropriate. It was entirely appropriate. Excuse me, it was entirely appropriate. Secret War Doctor, we all loved him, right? We all knew that, we thought, oh, look, X-Law's not going to come back. They got John Hurt in. And by the way, the new War Doctors set with Jonathan Carey, freaking awesome, absolutely awesome. Right before the BBC aired the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, Doctor Who made a shocking revelation. There's always been a secret Doctor that none talk about. That was in the time. It was a very clever way of getting around Eccleston's reluctance to be in Doctor Who. Right? It was really clever, and we all loved it. What are you talking about? We all freaking loved it. An interesting idea on paper that became muddled and produced controversy when fans realized how much it overcomplicated the established timeline. No, it didn't. This was fine. No, we were all fine. It was this one that we had the problem with for these reasons. Lying piece of crap. Well, Doctor, blah, blah, who cares? Okay, fine. Retconning Gallifrey's destruction. No, it was retconning Gallifrey's resurrection. Once again, to destroy it by Sacha One's Master for no reason other than to go, wah, surprise. Yeah, no, it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just Chibnall. It's very Chibnall. I think Chibnall is like a bit of a adjective of itself. Even more controversial than the time when mucking up the Time Lord was how the Day of the Daleks mucked up the Gallifrey's destruction. This guy has no idea about Doctor Who or Doctor Who fans. I don't think he ever met one. Ever since Doctor Who's revival, it has been established the Ninth Doctor regretfully destroyed the Time Lord race. No, this was fine. But it was a good revelation. This worked in context. The retcon suggesting they were safe in a pocket dimension the whole time did more to downplay the melancholy part. No, it moved the series forward. Unfortunately, it didn't really follow that, right? I think in the 50th anniversary, it was like, I'm searching for Gallifrey. Had that great shot of, all the doctors, and the wonderful Murray Gold music. I'm going to find Gallifrey. Dun, dun, ba, dun, 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 and then, no. They just kind of forget about it. But I love that. An interspecies kiss. Nobody cared. It was a lesbian kiss, and I think people were more skittish when they did it on Deep Space Nine. Here, it was just like, okay. Obviously, there would have to be a lesbian romance because this was part of the BBC's inclusion policy. You can see it really coming in under Moffat, right? You can see it really just forming under Moffat. In Peter Wells' first episode as a Doctor, I didn't like how it was padded. It was like, you know what? It was an hour-long episode. They had it in 15 minutes. If they took out that 15 minutes, it would have been much better, and they would have lost all the Jenny Madame Vastra stuff where he's posing for a portrait and not being... They're just stupid. I didn't like any of that stuff, which is why I never bought the Paternoster Gang stuff on from Big Finish. They had long ago been established supporting characters and a married couple, but this was the first time they expressed love for each other. No, once they're married, it's okay. This inspired complaints to the BBC. They were promoting homosexuality or a gay... I love it when they're gay agenda. Now, yes, why? Yes, you're trying to tell people that it's okay to be gay, kids. We all know that. Remember, we started off with the Alexander thing. Doctor Who's received bigoted complaints that fact. Okay, this is all just pushing every bingo card of Twitter crazy fans into one article. The Family Show was promoting such an agenda recently with the openly bisexual character Captain Jack Harkness was introduced to the show. We all love Captain Jack. You moron. We were, per The Independent, these complaints have been ramping up, especially between 2013 and 2014. Oh, you mean when you started the inclusion policy that made everything safe? When the Doctor tortured a Dalek, he didn't. During the 6th episode of Series 1, Doctor's revival titled Dalek, the last Time Lord to comes face to face or to plunger with what he thought was the last Dalek. In a huff of rage, the Doctor electrocutes and tortures the thing. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, that was a torturer. I have to go back and watch it, but I think it's full of crap. And also, this was more from, the Dalek was being tortured, but by what was it, Van Stratton's guy, wasn't it? This was by complaints from the none other than the British Board of Classification that didn't have a problem with the torture. It's the problem with the torture being executed by a heroic symbol of goodness like the Doctor. I got to go back and watch. I don't remember him doing that at all. I remember him being ready to kill the Doctor, reminding viewers that they will die. Oh God, this is desperate. This is utter desperation. Death is inevitable for everybody, and most people have accepted this by now, although a bit begrudgingly. Perhaps the same people don't like being reminded of the fact they're going to die because the complaints flood in a dark waters. There is no problem with dark water. Well, it wasn't a very good episode. It was Mrs. Mention off. Okay, I'm not even bothering. Graham Norton ruins Doctor Who. This was in Rose, not in a Matt Smith episode, which is this picture is from. Badly photoshopped from. Perhaps the strangest controversy was how the show had nothing to do with the show at all, but instead it was geared towards the other show. Was it during Time of the Angels? No, it was during Rose, wasn't it? You had Graham Norton come up and bleed into it. It was like some mistake. And right before the galactic cliffhanger, animated promoting Graham Norton's over the... Okay, I didn't even know about that. I thought it was the other Graham Norton thing where he... I thought it was Rose. I thought he bled into Rose. But as you can see, propaganda, disinformation everywhere. This thing is full of lies. Why? To demonize you. To demonize you, to make you seem like a bigot, to make you seem like somebody who hates somebody because of their immutable characteristics. No, we just hate shit Doctor Who. That's really what it is. We hate shit Doctor Who, we hate racism, we hate tokenism, and mostly we hate CBR.com, right? We hate you all. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the evil rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.